Hey everybody, hope you're having the best day ever. Today we're going to start the scenario, what if All Might was born in the Dragon Ball Z world? Now before we start this epic crossover, please like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps the channel grow. Now this scenario is going to begin in OG Dragon Ball with Master Roshi's master, Mutaito. He was a wielder of One For All, a power passed down through generations. Shortly after sealing the Demon King Piccolo, which he survives because of One For All, he battles All For One, the symbol of evil. He nearly defeated All For One, but he lost his life in the battle. But before he died, he gave One For All to someone else. A young boy with a weak body but the heart of a warrior. Toshinori Yagi. He entrusted his student Master Roshi to train this future savior. All Might became a hero under the Turtle Hermit School, and via the tutelage of Master Roshi, he honed his abilities, preparing for the day that All For One would return. Now time progresses nearly to the start of OG Dragon Ball. This is when the battle between All Might and All For One happens. With his strength greatly increased via his training, All Might is actually able to win, finally avenging his master. He believed he had killed All For One. The battle did come at a cost. Toshinori was gravely injured. But thankfully, he had a Senzu Bean. You see, during his time training with Master Roshi, both of them visited Korin's tower to progress their power. Korin's preparation is part of the reason why he was able to defeat All For One. Now, as All Might grows in power and becomes the symbol of peace, the story of Dragon Ball begins. He has become the world's greatest hero and is the reigning world martial arts champion. But little does he know, All For One is not dead. He is actually working with the Red Ribbon Army. Don't worry, he'll be back as the symbol of evil. Now the initial start of OG Dragon Ball is basically the same, with Bulma and Kid Goku hunting down the Dragon Balls. But everything's going to change when the Fire Nation attacks. But no, the major divergence starts with the Goku and Krillin's training for the World Martial Arts Tournament. As Roshi has an ulterior motive, training Krillin and Goku to be the next generation of heroes, perhaps to inherit One For All if the need arises. And with Roshi training with All Might for most of his youth and into his elderly age, his power is much stronger than it was in the OG series. This in turn causes Goku and Krillin to be much stronger than they were in canon. Now the day of the tournament arrives and there's not going to be a Jackie Chun because All Might is here. Roshi knows no matter how strong Goku and Krillin got, they will never be able to surpass All Might, which will serve as sufficient motivation for his students. Goku defeats Monster Girin, Nam, and Krillin, ultimately ready to face All Might. Now Goku is nowhere close to All Might. He represents an insurmountable force of power. All Might is at a level that Goku didn't know existed up until now. His speed, his strength are all off the charts. But remember, Goku's tenacity is what makes him special. So as their fight progresses, despite being completely overwhelmed, he manages to actually trick All Might with an afterimage attack, catching him off guard and countering. All Might is very impressed by Goku. No matter how many times he's knocked down, he keeps getting back up, and most importantly, he's always smiling. Goku charges up a Kamehameha and All Might counters with a West City Smash, finally knocking Goku out of the ring. Everyone in the stands cheers. This has been the best finale yet, because usually All Might one-shots his opponents and wins. All Might picks up Goku and brings him to the center of the ring, telling him that no matter what, in victory or defeat, he must always smile. That he has the potential to become a great hero and champion too. Goku smiles, telling him he's going to get him at the next tournament and that he'll get stronger and stronger. Now in the stands, a young Izuku Midoriya is watching the tournament, and he's excited. He wants to be a champion too. All Might tells Goku he's looking forward to facing him again and speaks to Master Roshi, telling him that he's been hearing whispers of All For One's return, and that he believes it's connected to the Red Ribbon Army. Now after the tournament, Goku hunts for the 4-star Dragon Ball as normal, and this leads him to interacting with the Red Ribbon. However, this time their goal is different. They're trying to capture him. All For One wants to convince Goku to join his side, and if that fails, he'll just absorb Goku's power into his own. In this version, All For One's power is that he can absorb the life force of other people, stacking it onto his own. Kind of like Imperfect Cell. While Goku might just be a child, he was able to give the symbol of peace his hardest fight yet. If he was groomed properly, he could become the next symbol of evil. Meanwhile, All Might has been hunting down the Red Ribbon Army, destroying their secret bases and lairs, looking for All For One. All For One dispatches one of his most fierce warriors, Mercenary Tao. And this time he defeats Goku with no difficulty because he was given extra powers by All For One. Goku is brought back to their main military base where he meets the real leader of the Red Ribbons. The symbol of evil explains to Goku what his goals are and how he wants the world to be truly free, telling him that people like All Might and his heroics have tied society down to him, slowing their progress and shackling them down. Telling Goku, is All Might not a tyrant for causing society to depend solely on him? Now Goku may be naive, but he doesn't believe All For One at all. Telling him that anyone who goes out and does their best trying to help other people is a hero. And that anyone who hurts innocent people is a villain. The Red Ribbon Army are just a bunch of bullies and he's never gonna join them. Kid Goku was pretty black and white when it came to this stuff. All For One is disappointed. This child had potential, but he's been brainwashed by society. But it doesn't matter. He will just take the boy's power for himself. Goku struggles to get out of his restraints as All For One's hand reaches across his face. He begins to feel a sense of unease and fear. Suddenly a huge crash happens and All Might appears, smashing through the roof. He lands, telling Goku that it's all gonna be okay. Do you know why? Because I am here. All Might is ready to end the man who killed his master once and for all. And All For One has been preparing for this day since their last engagement. The personification of evil has been absorbing people left and right, the world's strongest fighters, to bolster his own power. He has also been working with a doctor to cybernetically enhance himself as well. With an infinite energy engine, he can now stand toe-to-toe with All Might. After freeing Goku, Toshinori tells him to flee, and he gives him a Senzu Bean because Goku is very badly injured at this point. Now, no one knows that Goku's a Saiyan at this point except us, so this gives him a massive Zenkai boost, granting him a nice power-up. All For One and All Might begin their clash, and they appear to be evenly matched, with the evil tyrant berating All Might for failing, just like his master did. Goku begins to take out the Red Ribbon Army support soldiers before facing off against Mercenary Tao for round 2. All Might actually seems to be struggling, and the symbol of evil recognizes this, telling him his old age is beginning to catch up to him, isn't it? The years of battles have slowed him down, haven't they? All Might yells, telling All For One to shut up, that as long as there is breath in his lungs, he will stand up to villains like him. He will go beyond, he will go plus ultra and destroy him. All Might begins to launch a flurry of punches, each one faster and stronger than the one before, ending his deadly combination with a global smash that sends All For One flying into the ground. The entire base begins to crumble as tornadoes form around. Now Goku is in the middle of his rematch when he realizes what's happening. Mercenary Tao launches a Dodan Ray, but this time Goku's fast enough to dodge it. He counters with a kick that sends Mercenary Tao flying through the roof. Goku rushes back to All Might, who is standing there after taking a beating, but he's still smiling. The two of them escape the collapsing base before finally getting to rest. Goku thanks All Might for saving him, and All Might smiles, telling Goku that perhaps they should return back to Master Roshi's place. He's relieved that he finally avenged his master. But little does All Might know, the symbol of evil isn't gone just yet. His body may have perished, but his spirit lives on. Dr. Gero, the only surviving member of the Red Ribbon Army, has recovered All For One's remains. And he will fulfill his master's dreams with Project Nomu. At Master Roshi's, All Might tells him about the battle, how the symbol of evil is finally gone, and their master avenged. The Red Ribbon Army is gone, and they can finally move on with the world being at peace once again. He believes it's time for him to choose a successor to inherit All For One, and All Might is gonna offer Goku his power, telling Goku that by consuming a piece of his hair, All Might's power will transfer onto him, that his strength will grow exponentially, allowing for him to become the next symbol of peace. And with that being said, guys, we're gonna end this episode off right here. Hell of a cliffhanger, right? I really hope you guys like this crossover. I think I'm going to do a video on what I think Goku's quirk would be if he was in My Hero Academia. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is All Might done, and do you think Goku's gonna really accept One for All? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more. Peace. And if you have any suggestions on where you would like this story to go, feel free to comment because I'm still writing the scenario as we speak.